It's really nice that you can spend some time really to give this interview. I'm here with Laurence Scott, and you're going to talk a little bit about.
Hi, Mum.
You're going to talk about your filmmaking, which
Yeah.
I believe is your hobby at the moment.
Yeah, hopefully career
Hopefully
soon.
career soon. And you're just going to tell us a little bit about some films that you've done. And so I suppose my first question is, what prompted your interest in filmmaking?
I think my brother, I used to make skateboarding videos and stuff with my brother. So when I was like 11 or 12, we'd be going out and filming tricks, and we'd be filming tricks 100 times until we got it, and he'd be putting music to it and saying, oh, you know, you got all these other transitions, you got these things. At the beginning it was just more of like a showcase
Sure.
for kind of skills that we were doing. But after a while it got to, you know, my brother was doing some really fantastic edits and some really creative stuff. We played around with some green screens and brought in some silly costumes and some stuff like that to skateboarding. And after a while, I just, you know, fell in love with it and fell in love with what the camera can do.
Yeah. So, I mean, what sort of age are we talking then? In your teens?
Yeah, I would have been, you know, 11 or 12 when we were first starting making skateboarding videos.
Sure.
And then, yeah, it's just grown from there.
So I suppose you could probably calculate your age, but how many years would you say you've been?
I'm
you've been
24
doing
now,
Oh.
so about 12 years I've been wanting to make sort of little videos and things like that.
Yes.
But now I went to Anglo-Ruskin University in Cambridge and studied drama and film there, and that's where we could really look at some of the theories of film and how you film and writing scripts and some of that stuff as well. So this is where we got more creative with actual, you know, like acting and getting, you know, people in to kind of direct and build actual stories rather than just showcasing skills.
Sure. So, I mean, was that like some sort of degree course or just...
Yeah, it was a degree. Yeah.
Oh, right, okay, so you've got a degree in
media
and filmmaking
and drama and film. So
Fantastic.
I did a lot of theatrical side of it as well. So I did a lot of performing, and I've always been fascinated with, I guess, from the skills and all of those things of the performing as well.
Yes.
So I don't turn up in this film, but maybe if you get to see any of my other films, I might turn up.
Yeah. So I mean, I have actually seen a couple of your short films.
Yeah.
And I know that there's one that we'll be seeing in this session, but the other one, unfortunately, was just a little bit risque and probably needs a bit of censoring.
Yeah.
Because we're not quite sure who our audience is going to be, so we won't be able to see that on this occasion.
But maybe soon.
Yeah, because that sort of leads me into the next question. I mean, does your brother still do filmmaking? Or?
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he's still making skateboarding videos. We did one, or I did sort of a shoot with him.
Yes.
Only at the weekend.
Right.
So I had my camera and I was taking stills and sequences and stuff, whilst he was, you know, doing some pretty big, crazy tricks.
Wow.
And one of his friends was also there. Sorry, filming for one of their more recent videos.
Oh, okay then. But I believe you now have a partner that you work with, a colleague.
From university I met, you know, obviously when you're in these places, you just are kind of drawn to people with the same ideas and things.
Yes.
Matthew Swan, we've started our own independent filmmaking company now, or starting.
Yes, and what's it called?
Offset Films. So see the link. I'll edit some kind of link right about here. Offset Films. Check it out.
And you actually made those two short films with Matthew, didn't you?
Yeah. We co-wrote.
Yes.
And then the process goes back and forth, and then he currently lives in Brighton, so he had to come up from Brighton.
Yes.
And then, you know, we were working with John Parker from Shadowfin Productions as well. He was another lad that I went to school with, went to high school with, and now he owns his own company. And I, you know, kind of pitched this script to him, and he just went like, "Yeah, I love it. We have to make it." That's the other film that we've got.
The naughty film that we got.
Not the one that's going to be shown today. But, So that one was just collaborative process and just getting everyone together. But recently we broke my website.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Why? How?
I released the Naughty film on the 1st of this month.
Yes.
And the website has a certain amount of times that you can kind of download or watch the film
and
per
it was
month.
downloaded so much.
2,000 times in a space of 4 days.
Brilliant. So is it on YouTube at all, or are you just restricting it to your website?
It's not on YouTube yet, but it may be on YouTube soon. We'll have to see. We may have to hold back the release of it again because now I'm hoping to send it off into some film festivals and things like that.
Yes. Yes.
And we don't necessarily want it on a public platform whilst we're going to be trying to obviously see if it can win any prizes.
Right. Okay, so that would be the competition element.
Yeah.
So, are they the first films that you will be entering into competitions, or have you done that before with, say, your skateboarding?
Not the skateboarding ones, but I have sent a couple into Cambridge Strawberry Shorts.
Okay.
But unluckily enough, they've never kind of got in. There was a couple of film competitions that came up early this year.
Yes.
And I made a film called According to My Heart.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was According to My Heart.
Right.
And it was me and my uncle for 3 minutes kind of playing guitar and little interviews with us and stuff like that.
Yes.
And that went into a film like competition to try and win some money. Okay. Which, unlucky enough, didn't get shortlisted. But
fingers crossed.
Cineworld recently had their, so I don't know if anybody went to the cinema, they probably saw that big advert that was saying, can you make a film, a minute and a half long. So we went out and filmed something for that. And unluckily enough, once again, not shortlisted, but you just got to keep plugging away. That's
It sounds like there's a lot of competition out there. So
yeah.
But I mean, from what I've seen, there's some really good stuff. So I'm sure you'll win a prize very soon, if not at the Cambridge one. But why don't we watch that? The first film, which I believe is it was
Pillow Talk.
Pillow Talk, and the actors were your
brother and his
girlfriend. Yes, but excellent. So let's have a look at that.
Yeah.
Good night, honey. Are you okay?
Be quiet. Go to sleep.
Are you okay, honey?
Of course not.
Well, what's wrong? Would you like to talk about it?
What's the point? You never listen anyway.
Shh, you'll wake them. I'm trying.
That's part of the problem. Trying.
What more can I do? What would you like?
Well, now that you ask.
Here it goes.
What? See, there you go again.
You used that tone.
I don't always want to nag you. I don't want to moan at you. I never wanted to be like that.
Look, I'm sorry.
Sorry for what? See, how can I have a conversation with you if you just try and placate me all the time?
Placate?
If you're just looking for the shortest way to appease.
Appease?
You know what I mean. The quickest and simplest way to make me happy.
I thought that's what you wanted, to be happy.
You treat me like I'm some kind of problem, something to be fixed or solved.
I'm sorry. Hear me out. I'm sorry, but sometimes maybe I see things that way. Why would I want to take a roundabout way to get somewhere?
Maybe it's the journey that matters.
Okay.
Do you really mean that?
Well...
See, you don't understand.
Well, hang on. You're jumping the gun. I think I am there. You're saying it's not always fixing something, it's about the journey to fix something. I'm just struggling to see what we're fixing.
Isn't it obvious?
You?
No, you idiot! I'm sorry, that was...
Unnecessary? I am trying.
I know, I'm sorry. Should we just go back to sleep?
No, if there's a problem, let's fix it.
What happens if there is no quick fix? If there's not specifically a problem?
If there isn't a problem, how can we fix anything?
Don't you remember when we just used to stay up all night talking?
But now I see you in the day, and I've told you everything already. There's also things I have to do.
How can you say that? Are those things more important than us?
No, not like that. When things have broken around the house, how angry were you when the garage door broke and you couldn't get your car out?
But we used to be able to talk for hours about nothing.
Ouch. So you mean us?
Yes.
Why didn't you say something? I love you.
Even when I'm old and wrinkly?
Even when you're old and wrinkly, because I'll remember the story to every wrinkle. Since I first saw you, I knew you were the one I wanted to spend my life with. If you just told me instead of using metaphors and things.
I was trying to tell you.
Trying.
Oi, don't mock me.
I love you until the day I die, I promise, even when I hate you.
Hey.
Ow!
Sorry, God. Sorry. You okay? Sorry.
That really hurt.
Did you see that? He just hit by there.
Shunny.
And you thought I was bad.
Yeah, so that's an excellent film actually. I like it. I like the way you've actually portrayed it in terms of they are asleep but having this conversation, and somehow their dream they have a shared dream about trying to work through their relationship, and you know they wake up in the morning and it's all resolved. And wouldn't it be wonderful if all if all arguments could be resolved in that way? It's so what sort of prompted that particular idea then?
Well, when I first started writing the script, I had this idea, and I went to Matt and said, "Look, we've done some animations in the past, and I was like, I want to I got this idea if we animate the pillows, like Pillow Talk, the title, the pillows can be talking.
Right.
The argument that the couple, can't have, and the initial film would be kind of like a dance in the bed of the shadows and space as they can't get comfortable and kind of move around. And that idea was kind of born from, I was listening to one of my best friend's parents telling a story about they were in bed once, and she sometimes gets this bit of sixth sense, like when she's sleeping, and she kind of wakes up with a sudden start and thinks, oh, something's a bit wrong. And she got up, and then he would sort of swing over and hit the pillow, and it'd be something sort of some kind of shuffle, and then they could snuggle and it would be fine.
Yes.
And then I had a similar kind of experience myself of sleeping, but I had one of those starts, and then somebody else sort of knocked their head on a wall, and I thought that would be really, from this couple kind of talking and having this argument, this dance between the shadows of the kind of resolution being something like, well, actually the argument hasn't happened,
sure,
but we can still resolve it,
yes,
in a roundabout way,
sure,
that my brother's girlfriend's character can still get what she obviously wants, which is, I mean, it's a bit stereotypical, but
yes,
she just wants affection.
Absolutely, yes.
Perhaps the love is a little lost.
Yes. With the day-to-day humdrum
stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, everybody has. You got so much things that you need to do in a day that sometimes those things you can kind of say, well, we'll kind of put that to the side, and we'll get on with the things that we have to do, like fixing something or something like that. So I mean, I had this idea, and I sent it to Matt, and he was like, it's fantastic, but realistically, animating pillows is going to be horrible. I was thinking, well, you know, you could kind of doing stop motion. We've done stop motion before, but stop motion with people laying there is going to be horrible because you're going to have to.
It would take a long time as well.
Yeah, really, really long time, and they would have to like not move or make the tiniest movements, take another frame, and I think having several hours of me looming over my brother whilst he was in bed was enough. I think he was saying he was going to have nightmares.
A big ask. Yes.
Nightmares for a while, but to come back and then say, yeah, can you lay down in the exact positions that you had before with the, you know, ruffles in the covers being exactly the same. And,
Sure.
you know, I don't think he'd have appreciated that.
No, it's a good film actually, and I think it got the point across quite well. So the second film that we unfortunately can't see today, just without giving too much away, just what's that about?
It's about. Very difficult.
I think it takes place in a men's urinal, doesn't it? Or men's toilets.
It's about shy bladder. So there's actually like a scientific thing. I always get the pronunciation of it wrong. It's called something like paruseus or something like that, and it's a medical condition that I'm afraid to say, you know, we all suffer from. Just sometimes if you're in going to the toilet and things like that can be, it's a bit of a private space.
Yes.
But when you open that up kind of to the public and you have like a public toilet and things, kind of the dynamics of politeness, you can see lots of pictures on the internet of things like that, and there's someone in a urinal and then there's other urinals that are kind of out of order, or there's sort of two people and the three urinals are either next to someone, and there's lots of things about, well, where do you go, because you don't really want to be brushing shoulders with someone whilst you're
they
whilst
do seem
you're
quite
doing
close together.
Yeah, so you know, you don't want any splashback or any wee on you, so that's what I say. So I mean, there is actually this the medical condition. I thought it was just a really funny. It comes up in films. There's a film called Sex Drive. It's probably an 18, so kids, make sure you're not watching it. But, there's a point where he makes comment of someone being really shy, and one of the ways how they kind of convey that on screen is, you know, his friend takes the mick out of him, saying, "Oh, well, you know, you can't even pee in public. Like, you're not a man, kind of thing. You can't pee in public." But then later on, when he gets a bit more confidence, sort of thing, they end up in jail. And he ends up peeing in front of like
lots
people
of
in
people,
jail
because they've got no choice. Okay. Well, we look forward to seeing that perhaps in the next session, when hopefully your colleague can come in and join us as well. That should be quite interesting. So I suppose, you know, one of my final questions is, what does the future hold for you and filmmaking? And because I think you mentioned that you would, like, you know, you do see it as a sort of career move. So and you have got plans to enter the Cambridge competition.
And some other competitions as well. You know, it's all about getting recognised. So it's all about getting your films out there, getting things made. I mean, I'm currently writing a couple of other scripts that speaking to Matt about getting done. I've got friends that have moved to London. I've got a guy who works kind of art department on big sets and for, you know, people like BBC Three and Dave and stuff like that, and he's got me on a couple of jobs doing that. So, you know, going to London sometimes and doing that kind of stuff is fascinating, because you actually see how, you know, I can see how when I've done films, the little mistakes that I make, that when I come to editing, I'm like, oh, why did I do this? Or, you know, it's all a learning curve. But when you turn up to somewhere like that, you can just see they've streamlined it, and like you can kind of take some of those ideas of how do you streamline it, and really I love making my own films and with writing and things like that. Hopefully I get a big break. That's what they always say. But I mean, Pillow Talk cost me personally probably cost me about £100, maybe a little bit more. But cost Matt about the same, about £100 as well. Shy Bladder, the other film that we may see next time, that cost me and Matt together in the region of about maybe £300.
Okay, because you had other people appearing.
You had other
as well.
people to get involved, which means obviously we need to get them down if they're, you know, on trains. You know, you want to make sure you look after people, so make sure you pay their expenses.
Sure.
You know, some food to make sure they're not going to be. I mean, so Pillow Talk was about a 4-hour shoot.
Yes.
But obviously a bit of set-up time before and a bit of pack-up time. It's actually 4 hours of shooting.
Yes. For what was it? 4 minutes?
Yeah, something like 4 minutes.
Yes,
yeah.
Yes.
Shy Bladder was, I think that's a little bit less in the running time, maybe, or maybe still about that 4-minute mark, I think.
Sure.
That was a 6-hour shoot in the in the toilet.
Yes. Yes.
And then obviously a bit of set up and a bit of pack up time.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah, and you've got to make sure that everybody's on the same page, you know. So I try and get everyone down the night before to meet up and talk about the film and get everything set, you know, talk to the cameramen, make sure everybody's okay with the script and things like that. And that was only a 3-page script.
Sure. Gosh.
So it's a tiny script for what you're actually producing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it sounds as if that course you did in Cambridge has paid dividends, certainly for you and your colleagues, because a lot of you seem to have gone into the filmmaking side. And from what I've seen of the films, they're great films. So I wish you all the best at Cambridge.
Thank you very much.
And obviously, because I work with you at Felixstowe TV, I can keep appraised really of your progress. And as I say, we'd like to see you again and see the second film perhaps at later
I'll
date.
censor it and then we'll see
Fantastic.
what we can do.
All right, lovely. Thank you very much for your time,
You're
Laurence.
welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.